Hello, everybody. Good evening from Panama. Hope everyone's doing great. I had a great day. We just got back from our birthday party. This time, not a kid's birthday party, but an adult's birthday party. We had a great time. I was worried I wasn't going to get back on time. It was about an hour and 20 minutes away from home. So just rolled up about 30 minutes ago. And we made it on time. Thank you for everybody showing up for Saturday night. Got 9 days left until the end of Shemitah. Hey, Randy, have a good weekend. Don't forget to get your training in. I train every other day. It's good enough for me. Footstep says, what? I made it to a live stream. Welcome, buddy. Thanks for all that you do, Randy. I'm glad to see that your YouTube channel had the opposite reaction to Shemitah. Yeah, it's definitely popping off, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks to your great growth. Yep. TechSex, thank you so much. Replay viewer, time zones are a bitch. I get it, totally. And I'm on a weird time zone. I'm central right now. When the clocks change in the US, we'll change to Eastern. 777, what's up, MJ? Hi, Monica. What's up, everybody? Crypto Cashew. Good day from Australia. Good day. Good day, mate. Evening. Hi, hello, Pearl. Hey, everybody. Thanks for all you do. Appreciate it, Lifehanger. Really enjoying these streams that you've have all the effort. I picked up so many gems listening from the UK. Cheers, Sandy. This stuff's not easy, guys, especially 30 days straight. Thank you, Gandalf. Good to see you. Hola, Black Label Expat. Smash the likes. Hey, gang. Because sometimes you just don't feel like you don't want to do it, right? It's normal where you have some days you're really hyped and other days you have to hype yourself up. I told Crypto 7 in the UK to do a stream with you. He's a good guy. When is a Water Above collaboration? We're all set. I can't remember the day though. I think it's the 21st. But I'll put everything together tomorrow and I'll post it. So it'll be on my YouTube channel. But yeah, he agreed. He's coming on. I guess everyone's trying to get scheduled with him right now because Shemitah's coming up. Still think RH made a big mistake for not launching Pulse Chain back in May. Should not have timed the market. ETH POW network working well. Took our thunder for sure. So it's okay, man. We'll be fine. Clocking in. How I made. Thank you, buddy. Smash the like, libs. We survived our wedding party tonight. All hail the King G-Wagon for safe passage. You guys really got a G-Wagon? Gosh, I wouldn't want to put fuel in that thing. Was 2 minutes caught because cleaning my new wrench. Nice. He was 2 minutes late. Any chance you can explain what is ratio trading? Sure, I'll do my best. It's not something I've ever gotten into. And if you out there worrying about the 24th, yeah, I'm one of them, but not worrying too much. Okay, so what is ratio trading? Ratio trading, people are really excited about ratio trading on Pulse Chain. For example, at some point, Pulse coins might be worth 5 Pulse X. So you'll get this bump where for every 5 Pulse or for every 1 Pulse you get 5 Pulse X. So you swap your Pulse to Pulse X, so you have 5x more Pulse X. Then you do Pulse Chain, and then when Pulse X starts to pull ahead, and maybe it doesn't pull ahead, but maybe it comes back to 1-to-1. Then you trade some of your Pulse X back into Pulse Chain. So that's another way of trading. You better know what you're doing. An easy way to ratio trade so that you're always getting ahead is just staking both sides. So for example, if Pulse Chain and Pulse X have a pair, stake on both sides. Do a two-sided, not stake. Liquidity provide on both sides. So when the prices go up of both coins, they pull each other up. That's what we're hoping for, right? I hope that Pulse Chain doesn't leave Pulse X too far behind. But if you really want to just do a basic ratio trade, if Pulse X does well, then you sell into Pulse Chain. When Pulse Chain does well, you sell into Pulse X so that you keep building your bag on both sides. That's all it is. Yo, Randy, how's beautiful Panama today? Love your promptness time-wise. No problem, Soldier B. Yeah, I love it. We were way out in the jungle today. One of our friends, Canadian friends, they just bought a farm down here, and it's an old farmhouse. They have tons of different kinds of oranges on their land, and they got a pool, and they got a granddaughter, and she's the same age as my son. So they had a bunch of people out, with like 5 kids were there at the party, so they're having a blast. I think my son was in the pool for 6 hours straight. He looked like a straight up white raisin. Oh god. Optimus Captron, you were right, man. It's flying. Absolutely flying. We're exactly at 20 or 21 days. Yeah. No problem. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Yes, for sale to 2011 AMG G. Really, AMG G55. That's the top. That's the creme de la creme of G wagons right there, guys. You guys want a G wagon? Things are bulletproof. Up armor that shit. You'd be good in the apocalypse. Ratio trading is OG trading. No stable coins before USDT. It was normal in crypto. Yep, exactly. That's old school right there. Daniel Vogel, thank you. No problem. Shemitah Hilarski, howdy, brother. Welcome, Pepe. That's funny. Randy and everyone. XO. Thank you, Susie. All right, so let's get into a little bit of stuff here before we get too many comments. We got to the 24th. That's when that big announcement or something's supposed to happen that's big. I thought that was the Chancellor of Germany made that comment. It wasn't the Chancellor, or some other gentleman that is in the government. And I don't think he was supposed to say it. If you watch the video of when he was made that announcement, it looks like he wasn't supposed to say that. So I think he spilled the beans. So that's what's happening this week. And remember that I think the 24th is, let me pull up the calendar here. I want to be correct here. Always got to be careful, because I know if I say something wrong, someone's going to correct me, which I have no problem with. Okay, Saturday is the 24th. All right. So we have 5 working days before, in my opinion, the Shemitah hits the fan. Okay. So Saturday is the 24th, and that's the day that the German gentleman in front of Parliament said that it's going to be a day that none of us will ever forget. And then Monday is the last day of Shemitah. So I expect that Monday could be really rough on the markets. Normally is on the day of Shemitah. If it was on Sunday, it would have been Friday, right? But since it's on Monday, I expect that day to be kind of rough. And then right after that, on the 27th, starts the new year, the new Jubilee. And since I'm going to have Waters Above on, I'll let him explain Jubilee better. But I just kept it as basic. It's just, to me, it's just an extension of Shemitah. But on Tuesday of next week starts the Jubilee year, and we have 1 year of Jubilee. So that's how that's going. What I'm amazed at, there's so few people talking about it. It makes such an impact on the markets, and it has for this last century, and I'm sure way before it did other things. I cannot believe there's so few people discussing what happens on Shemitah. Come on. Just blows my mind. We're talking about it, but very few others are talking about it. All right, I want to show you guys this. Thought this was pretty important. This is a chart that Wales Only put together. He calls himself Nigodamus now. Nigodamus done told you. Wales Only one. All right, this is the chart where it shows quarterly how the growth of our Hex payout is based on your T shares. So this was yesterday. What's the date today? Or September 17th. This is going back from the beginning of the month. But in the first 2 days, it would average to be over 6 hex per day. So this quarter is shaping up to be almost 900 hex payout. That's insane. Absolutely insane. So for this quarter of the year, it looks like we're going to have a really good quarter. A lot of people are early end staking. When people early end stake, guess where those coins go? They go into the wallets of the people that are continuing to be staking. And what's happening a lot is that a lot of the OG stakes came out early over the last month. People getting a little bit antsy. Maybe they need the money. They're trying to hold out for Pulse Chain's launch. They went a little bit too long on their stakes, so now they're starting to end stake early, and you can see that in the payouts. The payout just keeps growing up, slowly but surely. So that's the payout per T share. So if you got 1,000 T shares, in this quarter, you should end up with about 90,000 hex. That's freaking ridiculous, right? That's a nice month or a nice quarter. So 90,000 hex. Let's round up to 100,000 if it goes to 4 cents. Now you're talking about $4,000. That's not a bad quarter. All right. Let's go back into the chat really quick. What up, fam? Just got off twerk. You an hex trafficker. Man, Crypto King. What's up, Chief? My fellow sailors. The Hexicans. Franklin. Waters Above would say Saturday, the day of Saturn. Wow. They follow everything. These people are numerologists. They followed gematria. They follow the sun. They follow the moon. They go by the stars. Just how they do. That's how they roll. And I just touch on that stuff lightly. You don't need to go into it, learn everything about it. All you need to know is like the cliff notes of these things. And for gematria, you got to watch Waters Above. There's a couple other guys too, but he's my go-to for gematria. And he just touches it just enough so that people like myself can understand it. Yeah. Everyone's saying hi to each other. Jubilee Shemitah is going to be big, I feel, for some reason. Yeah. Anna said tonight, my wife, when we were going, or this afternoon when we were heading out to the party, and we always have discussions, and she goes, baby, it's so funny. She doesn't watch my live streams, but she started talking about stuff that we talk about in the live streams, right? And she goes, I just feel like something's happening. There's something that's going to happen really soon. I said, baby, it'd be nice if you watch my live streams. It's so funny. Even my wife doesn't know what I'm talking about. Only a little bit. So my mom has stage 3 lung cancer. I'm sorry about that. She's doing well after 4 years. Every time she goes for a scan, the doctor keeps asking her to get the jab. Should I ask her, are you getting kickbacks for every jab you sell? Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, why are they pushing it? I don't get it. The hospital must be getting some reimbursement, like a bonus for doing it. Yeah. Sorry to hear about your mom. Exactly. We finna get paid. Yes, we are, Franklin. Imagine when we hit $1 or 30 cents on 3 different chains. Cha-ching. Your friend Mike, South African, is he still in Panama? Yes, he did. He's the one that tried to get me into Bitcoin in the beginning. I haven't talked to him since we got back from Mexico, but I did tell him right before I left. I sold him a bunch of my silver because he runs the vault here, and I told him to get into Hex. And I told him, look, at the time 100,000 Hex was $1,000 because it was right around a penny. And I told him to buy $1,000 worth for each of his kids, for both of his kids, and stake it out for 15 years. And he said he was going to do it, but I'm not sure if he's done it or not. He's a cool guy. I'll see him soon, hopefully. GD, he just lives on the other side of the bridge, and we rarely go over there. That's all. Is minting a hex stake a taxable event? Ben, I am no tax law guy. What I would worry about is when you transfer it back to a KYC'd wallet. To me, that's a taxable event. If something's not KYC'd, what can they do? It's when you send something to a KYC'd wallet, to Coinbase and those kind of things. That's when I would think it's a taxable event. But I am no tax law person, so I'm not the guy to answer or ask. People follow gematria but never explain it. No Rosetta Stone for that, so it sounds like gibberish. Yeah, I agree. I'm not big into the gematria stuff, but I do like the moon, the moon cycles, and like I said, the Jewish holidays, because the people that run the financial world, are mostly Jewish. So they follow. I follow. They already made an announcement here in Panama that all next weekend, all Jewish stores are going to be closed down, all of them. But that, don't get worried. That's normal. They do that every Rosh Hashanah. So don't fret. and they own probably 60% of all the stores and all the malls and everything. So they got their gates down. They're totally closed. You can still go to the mall, but most of the mall's closed. We're homeschooling for for Maximus. We're using ABC Mouse. So those guys who have young ones, even if they're in regular school, get them an ABC Mouse. They just had a really good deal for the whole year. It was like $45. It is amazing. I wish I had that when I was going to school. Come on. Ethereum is always giving me a hard time here. I'm going to make it red. All right. The schools here are pretty bad. The young girl that her grandfather, she stays with her grandfather and her grandparents. We saw her today. They're Canadians, and she just turned 6, and she's going to school in a couple weeks. And it's one of the best schools out where they live. They live on the other side of the canal, but like far outside, about an hour and a half from here. And it's one of the better schools. It's $4,000 a year, but the first year they had to do a $4,500 like gift to the school. They call it a gift. I call it a bribe. So yeah, so the first year was $8,500, and then they had every year after that it's $4,000. Can't watch tonight, but I'm here in spirit. I got some boxing matches and drinks I have done. You glorious Hexkins. Thanks, lights out. Thanks for all the support. Waters Above was talking about the 19th being a day of major distraction besides the 24th and End of Shmita. Then eclipses after that. Did I miss any for 2022? There's 2 eclipses. There's a solar eclipse in October, and there's a lunar eclipse in November. Then I think we have clear skies after that. Not too worried about the solar eclipse, but the lunar eclipse, they tend to be rough. The 19th, I think, there's some people that are worried about solar flare. I think there's a solar flare coming this week that a little bit stronger than normal. People who are worried about an EMP, electromagnetic pulse, which can be done with a nuclear blast in the stratosphere or when a nuclear weapon is detonated up in the atmosphere, that's an EMP. And can knock out all of our electronics. So you'd be down on the internet, your car won't run unless you have an older vehicle. When I say older, I mean like over 25 years old. But what's more likely is that a big enough solar flare comes in, and that has the same, strength as what an EMP would do, and it just knock out like half the planet. Half the planet will be without electricity for a while. I mean, it'll be a bad situation. Who is Waters Above? Doesn't sound like like a fan of NASA. He's just another YouTuber. Look him up. Waters Above Crypto. He's really big into XRP and some coins like that. But I love what he talks about, and he does the charts for Hex and stuff too. Jordan, he is brilliant. I am by it. You're in the Patreon group. Good, Susie. Great. He's gonna be here. I think it's the 21st. Where do you get the lights? There's a Telegram. Crypto King, are you still in here? Crypto King will hook you up. He knows the gentleman that sells the lights. That's how I found out about the lights, was from Crypto King. Crypto Hut is, I think, is what his name is. Go into the Pulse Chain group and then ask him, and he'll send you to give you the link for the Telegram group where you can order the lights. You got Hex lights, Pulse Chain lights, and stuff. Yeah, Soldier P. They're made in China, but the Pulse Chain ones and the Hex, they're only available through him, because you can do some really cool stuff. You can make whatever you want. Footsteps, thank you. Yeah, the problem was I was speaking into the wrong side. Now I'm speaking to the front of the mic. Thanks, it was bestowed upon last night. Yeah, Mary. Just FYI, I can't send you a DM on Twitter. Do you need to follow me first, or the settings you have set? No, you should be able to send me a DM as long as we're following each other. It should be fine. Pretty sure we're following each other. Just comment in one of my tweets. Tell me to follow you. I follow almost everybody I can. As long as somebody's a Hexagon or a Pulsican, I follow them. Love the mic. Yes, it does. Pulsix. Oh God, you guys got the shiny wrenches. That's what they're talking about. We had some spam in the comments last night, so I needed some help. Some films I've heard of are good. Gimme Green. That son's trying to get his mom's attention. Schooling the World, Alone in the Wilderness. All right. Sounds like we're all getting a DNA upgrade. Woohoo. Yeah. Hey, Randy. Love catching you every night. Steve D. Thank you, buddy. Steve D. Hey, Hexkins. Yeah. For the win. Hex agents in the house. Oh, God. Yeah, exactly. I can't wait. What price do I think PX will start at? I'm not sure. If it's anything like, proof of work showed us that it starts at nothing, it just builds up. So if you're the first ones in buying, then you'll be able to get a bunch for really cheap. So that might be a huge opportunity just to wait for Pulse Chain to launch, just be watching. But I'm not worried about it. I already got my Hex. I'm just going to stake my Pulse Chain. I'm going to stake my Pulse X. So I'm not going to try to try to get something cheap. But if Hex is 1/100th of a penny or something, that's going to be an opportunity, because I think PHEX will be that'll be the shining star on the Pulse blockchain. That's why it was built in the first place. Just have to pay gas fees. What's that about? Where did you get the microphone? That will be, I got that one on Amazon. It's a HyperX. HyperX. Great phone, a great mic. It works wonderful. It was so easy to set up. My camera gear is just my Mac. I have a Mac or an iMac, and this is the HyperX. You might be onto something. I'll tell the story someday. Pulse gains. This the only thing I don't like about the iMac is that it can't do 4K. It can only do, like, its base 1080p. It might even be 720p, but it's fine for live streaming. I don't see why I have to have 4K video like Richard Hart does. I'm here to have a conversation with you guys and that kind of stuff. So maybe in the future, hopefully the newer iMacs in a couple of years, they'll be upgraded. But I'm not looking to upgrade this computer. It's got the new M2 chip. I think I paid like $1,300 for this computer. It does the job. It's got a huge screen. Love it. And the stereo on it, like listening to music, it thumps. I just watched the PBD Tate 4-hour interview, so I'm Tate biased right now. Wow, my maid watched. God. That was a long interview. I couldn't watch it all. I only watched part of it. I like Andrew Tate. Some of the stuff he says. Some. Okay. What's Hedron doing? Hedron has recovered a little. We're back up to 503493. We definitely had that dip, though. It came all the way down to 502835. That was a 50% dip off the all-time high, or the recent all-time high. But I think it's going to head right back up once the dust settles after Shemitah. I think starting maybe September 28th, 29th, if it's not too bad, we'll see this start rocketing back up, because people want to load up on their Hedron to be able to buy these HSI stakes that are coming out. So get ready for Hedron to start going crazy. Hex is at 3.486 cents. It's up almost 1% over the last 24 hours. Look, I don't think we're going to do anything for a while. It's just kind of standing there, not doing much. The reason why I'm not showing you this on Aurochs is because for some reason the Aurochs charts all Uniswap tokens are not working currently. So ever since the merge happened, the only thing that's working is pairs that are on regular exchanges, but the DEX pairs aren't working. So I asked them, I already sent them a tweet saying, hey guys, could you fix this? So hopefully we'll get that fixed soon. Make sure we're doing this right here. Yep. All right, so this is Ethereum on the monthly. We still have the sell signal. We are not in a bull market yet. We're still trying to find a bottom. The AI is way in the dumps, and demand index is just over zero, barely. So not too promising. Let's look on the daily. So 4 days worth of red for Ethereum, but with the AI, we just turned around. We're heading back up. Maybe we did find the short-term bottom. And my guess is that we're going to have a bullish run this week. That's my personal guess going into Shemitah, because they need people, they need the whales, they want to take your money again. So probably run us back up to, the $1,550, $1,600 ETH, and then crush us again starting next week. That's on Shemitah. It's just what I think is going to happen. They tend to do this kind of stuff. I don't have any of the indicators. Aurochs indicator. There we go. All right. So still monthly, nothing good looking for Bitcoin. Demand index is below zero. The AI is below zero. Look on the daily. Still got a sell signal on the daily, and we're below zero with our AI and with the DI. Man, I can't think of anything good to say about what's happening with Bitcoin right now. I know people, they love it. There's some folks out there that just absolutely love it, but there's no good storyline for Bitcoin at the moment. What's up? Okay, 5 mile long, 16-hour line to view the Queen is not an encouraging sign that the public is waking up to the fact that our governments are not to be trusted and don't have our best interests in mind. July, I totally get it. Totally get it. It's the 80. I don't even want to be that nice. I was going to say it's Pareto's law. If you guys know what Pareto's law is, let me explain it to you real quick. Pareto's law is the 80-20 rule. So if you want to look for somebody that's going to do something good, it's out of 100 people that can do it, 80 of them are going to suck at it and 20 are going to be good at it. Now, if you want to get the next best group, you got to take those 20 and you got to do the 80-20 rule to it again. So that's going to give you what? You're going to have 4 people that are good at it out of the last 20. And then you can do 80-20 again. Then you're going to end up with just one person that's the top of that group that can perform. That's the 80-20 rule. And it's the same thing with traders. It's the same thing in school, any profession. 80-20 rule just is part of life. And it's the same thing with us. There's only a small percentage of the population that really know what's going on, or they suspect that something is wrong. So out of the people that really know what's going on, there might be like 5 people out of 100, but there's 15 out of 100 that suspect something's wrong. And then you have 1 person out of 100 that actually takes action and goes and does something about it. And I hope I'm one of those 1 out of 100. I want to educate people. We're prepared for 6 months. Yes, I wish we had a property where we had a farm and we had all that stuff. I'm not that prepared. I wish I was that prepared. But that if the things don't really get that bad, that's our next goal, is to have a secondary house like the house we were at today for the birthday party. They had their orange orchard. They're on 1 acre of land, or half a hectare. It was awesome. And it was totally fenced. And the house was beautiful. It had a nice pool. And you could totally live on that small piece of land and do everything you need in that small piece of land. That's my dream. Just have a little bit extra land. I think 2 hectare would probably be better. Ricky Richardson says NASA is getting set to smash its D8RT mission spacecraft into an asteroid on September 26th to study how it affects the motion of an asteroid in space. So many weird things going on. Ricky, now that is interesting timing. Yep. Thoughts on Eric Wall tweet about Hex? Not sure if he was complimenting it. It almost seemed like an underhanded comment. You never know with Eric, but because Hex is, it can't be messed with. There's no admin keys or anything. What he said was correct. It's the reason why everybody wants Hex on proof of work is because it's immutable. It really is what it says it is. So you go buy Hex, you know you're getting hexed. There's no messing around. Same thing with Hedron. Same thing with Icosa. You go over there, you pick those up. It's the same exact what we have on Ethereum. So I really like that. Susie, yes. This week is likely to be a bull trap. Be careful out there, folks. If you're traders, I implore you, be careful. Thank you, Footsteps. You get Shemitah if you don't hit the like button. Anyone that is wavering on buying the ETH fork, I suggest watching Dixon Piper's stream from earlier. Nail meathead. I'm not touching it. Not for now. I'll wait till the dust settles. And when I have a Hex stake ready to mature, I have one coming out in October. It's actually my mom's stake, a big one. It's a lot of Hex. It's going to be like 1 million Hex. So more than that. So it'll be like 1.4 million or something. My mom sold that one Bitcoin back in 2020. I think it was February or March of 2020. And we bought Hex and she had me stake it out for a couple years. And that's that stake. And that's coming mature sometime in October. I have to take that one out. And so it's cool. We'll have the proof of work version now too. We'll see what we're going to do with it, if it's worth anything. So I told her to turning it into one of them rolling stakes. If my mom's here, I don't think she's here, but my mom's, she's going to be 70 soon. So no time to be messing. She's got enough stakes going out like 15 years. I said, Mom, come on, start taking it serious. If you want to do something, do rolling stake, even though it'll eat up some of her T-shares every time she does it, like every 6 months until we get into another bull market where she can start taking some profits. But we sold that we bought those when Bitcoin was about $7,000, and now that stake is worth right around 50. So not a bad trade. Majority will always be mindless followers. Justin, 80-20 rule. I'm a conspiracy analyst. Yes, that's what we are, conspiracy analysts. We're also the people that sit in front. If we watch any TV, we're sitting there wondering, what's the angle? What are they trying to push into our brains right now? What are they trying to program us with? Truth seeker. Yeah, that's it, guys. Truth seekers. Gotta be real careful. Be careful, little eyes, what you see. Be careful, little ears, what you hear. So much garbage out there. Truly. Okay, I want to read this article. I thought this was fabulous. It's from Bitcoin Magazine, I think, or Cointelegraph. But they did the weekly roundup, and I thought it was really well done. I thought Cointelegraph were jerks for so long, but they're actually putting together some nice content. Ethereum completes merge. Do Kwon faces arrest warrant, and Bitcoin dives after rally. Hodler's Digest, September 11th to 17. Okay. Top stories of the week. Historic day for crypto as Ethereum merge to proof of stake occurs. So we know that happened. That went over well. What I'm worried about is the proof of work. We already know proof of stake is going to be fine. I want to see if proof of work works. If proof of work works, that means all of us just got a fat bonus because now we're going to have a hex stake on another chain. And when Pulse Chain happens, we'll have 3. That's going to be so fabulous. Woohoo. All right. Abra announces plans for U.S. bank supporting digital assets. I'm actually going to read this one because this is interesting. Digital asset trading platform Abra announced that it was establishing 2 financial institutions, a United States bank and an international crypto business, aimed to open in 2023. The U.S. state chartered bank will operate under the name Abra Bank and will be compatible with digital assets in a format similar to money at traditional banks, or so it appears. Stationed beyond U.S. borders, a branch known as Abra International is also in the plans. The firm is looking to check all the appropriate boxes for Abra Bank and Abra International in terms of regulation. Interesting. So maybe they'll be working directly. Maybe that's the type of bank that'll work directly with the CBDCs. Norwegian central bank uses Ethereum to build national digital currency. Norway's central bank, Norges Bank, is using the Ethereum blockchain structure to construct its central bank digital currency, CBDC. The bank is still in the early stages of building its CBDC, but has unveiled the open source code for the asset's testnet via a sandbox. Many countries have expressed interest in or have started working on a CBDC. Though the asset does not necessarily need to be built on the blockchain, the Bahamas and Nigeria already have live CBDCs. They're coming, folks. I'm telling you, the US is going to have one in 2023. SEC to address growing crypto issuer filings with specialized offices. During the remainder of 2022, the SEC will add a pair of new offices, one of which will aid in its crypto regulatory pursuits, the Office of Crypto Assets, housed under the Division of Corporation Finance's Disclosure Review Program, and will evaluate digital asset filings. Such crypto issuer filings have increased, likely given the SEC's increasing activity in crypto industry overwatch. This week, the U.S. government also unveiled a crypto regulatory framework covering numerous topics, with 9 government departments involved in the framework's creation. 9 government departments. The U.S. is just turning into bureaucracy hell. Seriously, they're going to catch right up to Europe really quick. Possession of Bitcoin is still legal in China despite the ban. Yeah, no one gives a shit. I don't care what happens in China when it comes to that. Bitcoin's legal, Bitcoin's illegal, Bitcoin's legal. They can't make up their mind. At the end of the week, Bitcoin is at 19,462. Actually, it's just past 20,000. ETH at 1425, but ETH I think it's more like 460 right now. I don't care about XRP. These quotes are pretty good. Marcel Peckman, market analyst and Cointelegraph contributor, said, "I think the market, not only crypto markets, but the stock market, is clinging to a hope that someday the Federal Reserve will magically say, well, I think this will be the last or the 2 last rate hikes." We're going to get a few more rate hikes, folks. Don't get your hopes up. And that's going to be rough on the crypto market for a while. That's going to hold us down. I don't think we're going to go into a bull market until the rate hikes are done. I don't care about NFTs. DeFi insurance this is from Dan Thompson, Chief Marketing Officer at InsureAce. So of course his quote is about insurance. DeFi insurance is a sleeping giant. With less than 1% of all crypto covered and less than 3% of DeFi, there's a huge market opportunity still to be realized. So someone mentioned to me, I think it was about 6 months ago, that insurance is going to get into the crypto game. And this guy, Dan Thompson, seems like he's on top of it. His company is called InsureAce. If enough people get behind a fork for whatever reason, we feel the free market will decide on what should live and what should not. Bradley Duke, I like how you think, buddy. He's from ETC, so that's the original Ethereum Classic group. He's believing that enough people get behind ETH POW, it's going to survive, and that is true. Just like I can't believe ETC is still around. Ethereum Classic, the fork happened in 2015, I think. I had ETC, got my fork. It'll be Eli Ben Sassoon says it'll be a significant mark of success when the first Ethereum block is produced by proof of stake. But this is like completing the launch of a rocket. We still have the rest of the journey ahead of us, which will pose its challenges. This is so true. People think just because the proof of stake went off without a hitch launching it, we still got a lot. We got a lot of stuff we have to get past to make Ethereum proof of stake work in the coming years. That was just the first step. All right, I don't need to read that part. Go back to you guys. So yeah, it was a pretty interesting week in crypto, and I think we're not done. This next week could be even crazier. Let's see, you guys are talking to Susie. Susie, are you a crypto girl? She is. Yeah, Susie's been around a while. Long lines to see the queen could be a positive sign, as the queen represented the not government. Paladin, you're so optimistic. I thought I recognized your picture. Oh yeah, talking about Susie, I think. They didn't wait 16 hours to shake hands with Tony Blair. No. Randy, what crypto news sites do you recommend? Google News, because Google News tends to bring up the best articles. So just search crypto or cryptocurrency in Google News or Bitcoin, and they give you the latest articles across all the major news websites. Or YouTube. The one conspiracy theory that seems the least believable to me is flat Earth. There's a lot of flat earthers out there, but I'm not a big fan. I'm not worried about it. I can't do anything about it. That's why I don't care. Like Randy's vibe, XOXO. I've been following Shemitah all year. Score when I found this stream. You're welcome, Susie. I've been following all year too. I've been driving my wife crazy, driving her crazy, because we were in Italy. We went in Italy for 2 months, and UK a month before that, and we were at dinner one night, and she was kind of solemn, and she says to me, she goes, "Your paranoia is getting to me." What do you mean, my paranoia? She goes, "Well, you're just so worried about all this stuff that's happening around the world. I just want you to enjoy your moment." I said, "Baby, you know what my paranoia has done for us? It made us rich." That's what my paranoia did for me, because my distrust of government brought me to Ron Paul. Ron Paul brought me to gold and silver. Gold and silver brought me to Bitcoin. Bitcoin brought me to Ethereum, and then I found Steam, and then I found Hex, and it's just keeps getting better and better every couple of years. So, and I just remind her, I'm like, look, my paranoia is what got us here. My whole family's financially free because of my paranoia. That's the way I look at it. And I'm not stressed about it. See, other people get stressed, and they, I'm a former psych nurse, mental health counselor, EMT, nursing instructor. I did all that kind of stuff. So my background is every job I had was really high stress. So this stuff to me, it's not stressful at all. I don't have to pick somebody up that just got hit by a car, or a mental health patient that wants to hurt me. Those kind of things. That was stressful. That was real stress. To me, this is just like, we smoke some weed. This is chill. But sometimes, my wife's one of those people that she can't deal when I start getting a little bit anxious about something, and it's normal that she picks up on my energy, and it stresses her out. She needs her calm. She needs calm, Randy. So I try my best. But those are guys who are married or in long-term relationships, you know what I'm talking about. You can buy, sell, swap ETH on Change Now. Oh, really? Change Now is pretty cool. Change Now is built right into Aurochs. For those of you guys who don't know, they're partners with Aurochs. ETH for ETH Hex swap is available, so we can do atomic swaps without KYC. That is dope. Yes, it is. ETH for ETH Hex swap is available. Interesting. I'm not touching it. I'm just going to let it ride, guys. I'm not worried. I'll wait until that large stake comes out in October, and then I'll play around a little bit. Really? JJ, how's it working out? Can you actually take the value out? I mean, change it to ETH POW, then send it to an exchange and get some money? Like Scandinavian countries were preparing themselves for CBDCs and UBI for a long time now. Yeah, they have been. Absolutely. When you say Scandinavian countries, I'm thinking like Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland. Also, BNB has this new KYC as an NFT thing. Not sure if it will fly. You do a one-time KFC with them, or KFC. I'm fat. I used to love KFC. One-time KYC with them, and the NFT can be used to identify your ass. Government can tax this. Yeah, I believe that you get one wallet that you KYC, and you use that for all your interactions with with KYC exchanges and stuff like that. That's it. The rest, don't even bother. Valley, I appreciate it. From a fellow OG, Valley used to stream every day. I remember he'd just sit there on his couch and just talk to everybody. Isn't that ironic? Hexes are going to help ETH be viable. RH bragging rights. Again, it's going to be another niche on the post for Richard. Winning. We're just winning everywhere we turn. It's amazing. Marion says, hi, Valiant Marion. Do you think the dollar DXY breaks its weekly 12 EMA, which it has been bouncing off since February, will be a sign the market is ready to change directions? Well, the problem is they're going to keep raising rates. So if they're raising rates and everyone is raising the rates, I don't know much about the DXY, I admit. But if you're talking about the raising of the rates, I understand that. And they're going to continue raising. This is not just a battle of inflation. This is a battle of attrition. The US wants to stay dominant with the US dollar. They want to be the world reserve currency. In order to do that, you have to cause pain to those who want to hurt you, who want to dethrone you. The BRICS want their own. The BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They're the countries that make a lot of, like 60% of the world's resources. So gas, oil, coal, food products like wheat, those kind of things. They make all that stuff, steel. So they're doing really good with that. And they want a currency backed by hard assets, gold, silver, and all that. Then you have the EU with their bank, and they want their own CBDC, where they want the euro to rise, but the euro's just been trashed. And Russia made sure that Russia came out, it was like that thug, and they're whipping the bat around. They just went to the kneecaps of the EU and just hit him right in the kneecaps with the whole gas thing. So it's going to take, if Russia doesn't really turn on the spigots for the gas, the economy in the UK is really going to dump. Or not UK and EU. It's really going to hurt them. And who looks great in all this? It's the dollar. And countries down here, and I talked about this the other night, countries like Costa Rica, Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Venezuela, it's already happening. They're going to go to the dollar. They're going to dump their own currencies because things are getting so expensive in relation to the dollar. So when it comes to trade, they're losing out. So our friends across the border in Costa Rica are complaining that their food costs have gone through the roof. Our food costs are going up a little bit because of inflation with the US dollar, but overall, they're way higher inflation. And I just saw that Argentina hit 70% inflation. So imagine that you have $1 at the beginning of the year and it buys you $1 worth of bread. One loaf is a whole dollar. You come back a year later, you only get a third of that, a third of the loaf for the same amount of money. So it's getting rough, and those countries will capitulate. And because the petrodollar is Saudi Arabia doesn't really care about the petrodollar anymore. It used to be that all oil from Saudi Arabia had to be purchased with the petrodollar. Russia, India, the BRICS are refusing. They're paying with their own currencies now. So China can pay directly to Saudi with Chinese yuan. Russia can pay with rubles. And what does that do? That hurts the US dollar. So the dollar needs somebody else to pick up the slack. How to do that? You get countries like South America and the South American range to turn in and get rid of their currencies and change to the dollars. I think that's what's going to happen. Panama, we're already on the dollar. Ecuador is already on the dollar. What's it called? El Salvador is already on the dollar. So we already have 3. Just a matter of time before more start dropping off. Randy, did your wife listen to Waters Above too? He can make her heads. I can handle it. My wife wouldn't. She wouldn't be able to handle it. She'd be like, "What is he talking about?" I know my wife. She wouldn't get it. Clint Drones. Hey guys. Hey, you can't help it as a guy to be prepared. It's security, not really paranoia. Yeah. I really think it's a man's role. She takes care of my son. She makes sure he's homeschooled. She makes all that's taken care of. We have a lady that comes in once every 2 weeks, cleans the house. She's got her things to worry about. Her dad just had a stroke. She got enough stress. I'll handle this stuff. Like yesterday, I went to the hardware store and bought a bunch of buckets and some more pliers and a bunch of tin foil and charcoal. I bet the people at the counter are like, what the hell is this gringo doing? I'm preparing, motherfuckers. Oh God. Hex POW makes me more bullish on PHEX. It sure does, JJ. It sure does. I am super bullish. Yep. What were your top 2-3 favorite Euro countries for food? Well, people would think it's Italy, right? Because I'm part Italian and I lived in Italy for 3 years, but I'm kind of over it. Sicilian food's amazing. Northern Italy, I'm not a fan of, but Southern Italy, I like seafood. So that's pretty cool. So I'd have to say Sicilian. Number 2, and this is going to, people might think this is really weird, but I absolutely love it, is Czech Republic. I love duck. Duck is by far my favorite dish ever. And then they have these it's not bread, it's, I can't really explain it, a dumpling that they serve with their food. It's just, man, and the bread in Czech Republic, oh my god, the stew, they take a loaf of rye bread and they rip it open, they put the stew in it. Oh my god, dude, Czech Republic's out of control. And it's all hearty food because it's really cold there in the winter, and they eat really hearty food. And I don't gain weight there because we walk so much. And same thing with the UK. We didn't gain any weight when in the UK. But we were in Italy for 2 months. And I gained like 15 pounds or 7 kilos. It was out of control. And I'm already down I already lost half the weight that I gained in Italy. Working out every day or every other day and go for a walk. Here we go. Simon found us. Oh my goodness. I thought we were safe. That's how we are too. The truth is truth. All allows for clear thought and looking for different paths that work better than the norm. Yep. The harmonic hexagon. You provoke me to jealousy when you take gains in Panama. Don't have to worry about the tax side too much. I have a rich wife. Randy's just here for the ride. Oh, God. Shut up and obey. That's the standard, JJ. That's right. That's what they want. KFC. It's terrible. Terrible. Yep. I can't stand KFC here, though. We got so tired of Italian food after 2 months that we went to KFC a few times. And KFC in Italy it's the bomb, man. I don't know what they do, but it was really tasty. My son was like, "Oh, KFC, this is so good." We would not need to pay so much tax for NASA if the Earth is considered flat. That'd be true. I don't even think we need NASA. Are you a South Park fan, Randy? They do a lot of political and conspiracy. Yeah, I used to be. I haven't watched one in years, except for the clips on social media, the small clips. Carmen is a big fan of KFC. I used to be a big fan of KFC. Actually, I you know what I like better is Popeyes. We have Popeyes in Panama. Can you believe that? I used to love the spicy chicken at Popeyes. But look, I got to take care of my health. My kidneys are the flow rate for my kidneys dropped down to like 65 last year. So I had to because of my blood pressure. So I had to take care of my blood pressure, get that down, and I don't want to go into all that kind of stuff, but so I had to give up a lot of those foods. Mad Energy makes more sense every day as we get closer to winter in Europe. Yeah, they do. Mad Energy is going to be a project on Pulse Chain. Chance favors a prepared mind, as they say. Yes, it does. We could lock our front door of the house, which is like a fortress because of the way that door locks, and we could stay in this house for 6 months, survive without an issue. And we got the pool 2 floors up. So we got a rooftop pool. All we have to do is go upstairs and got plenty of water. I got the Berkey filters, got some extra filters. The coefficient was good. They also had a 911. Yeah, yes, they did. Nord Stream 1, more like Nordical. Nord Stream is the pipe that brings the gas from Russia to Europe. Randy was a roll of plastic and duct tape away from pulling a Dexter. What? 50 Shades of Randy. Hey guys, how's this person? Looks like one of you guys, an error occurred, so it looks like one of you guys blocked the spammer. Man, they always show up. NASA is full of scams. WikiLeaks released footage on Stanley Kubrick's fake moon landing. Yes, they did. And Stanley Kubrick, before he died, even admitted that everything was fake, that he did it. Franklin. Can't wait to meet some of you guys, man. We've been in chat and stuff, been in live streams together going on almost 3 years. Just here for the ride. Yep. Ricky made a tinfoil hat, wear it for the live streams. But how come I have to wear a tinfoil hat? Everything I've been saying for years is coming true. I think everyone should be coming and apologizing, because I took a lot of shit over the years. I left a ton of Facebook groups because I was so I was saying stuff people didn't like. Man, I wish they had that here at Chick-fil-A. Just a good Chick-fil-A sandwich with just the pickles. Oh man. Dude, you stop messing with the fat guy? Long live the pangolin. The poor pangolins got blamed for the whole pandemic. That was such bullshit. And pangolins are so beautiful, nice animals. 6 months, good job. So you could survive the initial wave, the zombie apocalypse, the initial wave. But then we're screwed. I'm not pulling that up. I'm not doing it. Guys, little late, gonna have to rewind. Hope you guys are having a nice night. Stefan, yeah, we had a good night. But that's what I got. So somebody asked me, they wanted to ask, they're asking about ICOSA and if it would be wise to take 100,000 hex and stake it for 55.55 and turn it into ICOSA and stake the ICOSA. The nice thing, we have multiple ways that we can stake in hex. You could do the traditional route. The traditional route means you need to have Ethereum in your account, because if you do a 55.55 stake, it's a good chance that stake is going to cost a lot of Ethereum in the future, and the price of Ethereum could go up 15 years from now. So it might be wise to, it depends on how much money you have. So if you want to do eHex stake, you better be prepared to pay a hefty price at the end. Yes, you'll get a copy on Pulse Chain, but you won't get the POW or ETH POW one. Now it's too late because ETH POW already launched. Now, the way you get around that is you could just buy Maxi. Maxi, you buy the tokens, and in 14 and a half years or almost 15 years, you'll be getting that stake coming out, and the Maxi contract will be paying the ETH to take that stake out. So that's the second way you could do it. You just hold Maxi. But the problem with holding Maxi is that it's liquid and you could sell it at any time. The third way is to do an HSI on Hedron, where you take your hex and you stake it on Hedron in the HSI stake. And you could do 55.55, do whatever you want. But I recommend doing 55.55, because then you could just tokenize it and you could sell that stake on OpenSea or Mintra or any of these other NFT platforms. So that it's staked, but it's liquid, all right? So you at least can sell that. The fourth option is taking your hex, staking an HSI stake, take that HSI stake, sell it to the ICOSA contract, get your ICOSA, then take your ICOSA and stake that to earn Hedron and ICOSA. So there's 4 ways to do it. It depends on what your risk profile is. If you just want hands off, probably Maxi would be the easiest. So for those, like my friend that's a barber, he's in his 70s. He asked me what to do. And at the time, we just had traditional hex stakes, we had HSI stakes, and we had Maxi. For him, I had him buy hex, and he changed that hex into Maxi. Back when it was just 1-to-1. So he already doubled up, right? So he's doing really good. He's super happy. For somebody who wants a little bit more hands-on, I would recommend just doing an HSI stake if you want liquid, if you want to be able to sell your stuff. And if you want divs right away to live off of, the ICOSA one is probably the best, because you'll be restaking every 6 months, every year, or something like that. But if you're a long-term holder and you don't care about having divs right away, just do a traditional hex stake on hex.com, because it's the only way to protect yourself from screwing over your own stakes. That's what I did. I found out I had weak hands when ICOSA came out. I had all these HSIs that had 10x multipliers and 9x multipliers. And what did I immediately do? I immediately sold them for ICOSA, and I staked ICOSA. So I figured out I have weak hands. So it's better for me Right after that, I went and I had some liquid hex. I went and I staked it as a traditional 55 just to get it out of my hair and not have to worry about it. So, and now I got all those copies on ETH POW, and I'm going to get a copy again on ETH Pulse. So, looking good. So, I hope that was a good breakdown for you guys. Diamond Hands is coming to perpetuals. Yeah, I hope that helped out, guys. Let me see how far I can go up. I'm a little bit concerned that Mad Energy's wireless power will just fry us all with EMS. No. Carbonara. Yes, but Fat Boy stays away from it because it's just too much cream. What is Shemitah? Will Scooby-Doo and the gang pull off fake Biden's mask on the 24th? Shemitah is a Jewish thing that happens every 7 years. It's the year of release or year of forgiveness of debts, where they take the farms and let the farms rest for a year. And it happens every 7 years. And during that year, without a hitch, we got markets always go down. It just happens. Everyone is going to be asking to borrow our tinfoil hats to cook their canned food in a couple of years. I bought 8 rolls of tinfoil. One of the best things you could have in an emergency situation is tinfoil. His Hedron stake is not showing up in the Icosa app. Huh? Your Hedron stake is not showing up in the. Well, send a message. Get in the Telegram and let Alex know. When I had an issue when Hedron first launched, he helped me out and fixed it. Yeah, Maxi, you could turn your Maxi into Team for 9 more days. So that's another way you can even boost your Maxi. I won 369 Maxi on Twitter. Woo, yeah, Dibcatcher gave me 55. Nice, Draco, nice. Really? I never heard of it. Okay. Yes. Diamond Hands coming to the perpetuals. Okay, we need that. Randy enlightened me on the Shemitah. Thank you, JJ. No problem. Base, Trio, Lucky, Desi Team, all hex stake pools. Yes, those are all part of the Maxi group. Great info on my Hexagon brother. Much appreciated. Crypto Freedom, no problem. Have a nice night, everyone. Thank you. No problem, Shuzi. Lights out in the background. Yep, time to go to bed. Been a long day. Wouldn't have got away with it for the meddling kids. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Yes, Shabbat, for those of you who don't know, is today. Today is Saturday. It's Shabbat. It's the Sabbath for the Jewish people. Then they have a Shabbat every 7 years, and then they have a super Shabbat every 50 years. Yes, tons of shortages, all kinds of shortages. We're not going to go into the whole list. Food, chips, all kinds of stuff. When I say chips, like electronic chips. Look it up, Jesus. There's a lot of things you can use tinfoil for. It's just great. You know, you can cook with it. Look it up. It's just go into the prepping groups, and it's always one of the top 20 things that you should have in your at your house. At price would you go all in on Pulse Chain launch? At what price would you go all in on a Pulse Chain launch? Exact price. I'm just going to DCA if I have to. And just be really careful with it. Just after a couple days, let the dust settle, and then start the DCA. Perpetuals are stake pools created by the Maxi devs, and you'll be able to stake the perpetuals. Yep. Dipcatcher is a beast. Yeah, they come up with amazing stuff. The foil can be used to make hydrogen bomb. Hey, Simon, you're gonna get me banned, brah. Cheers, thank you, Andy. Well, folks, I am out of here. It's Saturday night. I'm gonna go chill with my wife and go to bed. Have a great night.